Hi there, this is Lydia. On day 2 of the September release of Newton's Nook Designs, I shown this card using the beautiful new stamp set, Falling into Autumn. I had a lot of great comments and I even hinted that there might be a video coming up on how to create the stamped acetate that I've done on this card with the leaves. So, today I'll be showing you how I created this card and I really hope you enjoy it. Okay, to create the see-through card, what we're going to do is we're going to take a piece of acetate that's the full size of your card blank, but we're not going to fold it. If you add the score line into it now, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to create the stamped images all over the background. What you're going to need to do is you're going to need to take an anti-static bag and you're going to need to properly add all of the powder to every single piece of the acetate. I'm going to be using indigo blue flitter glue. I'm sorry for the state of my glue, but it does the job, so I'm not going to get a new one till it's gone, and it does last forever. I've had this for about 2 or 3 years and I've still got that much, so a little goes a long way. I also keep another little pot in which I keep the applicator I use for the glue. It's Falling into Autumn. And it is just so beautiful. I love all of these stylized leaves. The thanks in the leaves is just so clever. Today I'm going to be using this nut shape, the acorn, and also this leaf with the open leaf shapes inside. Actually, I'm going to use this one as well. I'm just going to add them randomly onto my block. So I've added some flitter glue to my craft mat, and I'm just going to stamp it out so I don't get massive clumps when I add this to. This is like a mini ink pad, so I'm just going to add the glue like you would with ink to the images. As with acetate, you need to stamp and be very careful not to slide. When you first stamp it, the flitter glue will look a bluish colour. And at that stage it's not ready to add any gilding flakes to, it'll just smear it. You need to wait till it goes completely clear and then you add the gilding flakes. So just keep going with your background and just stamp the entire sheet using the stamps and the flitter glue. When you finish stamping your entire sheet of acetate, you're going to want to go and clean this off with some soap and water, as this flitter glue kind of dries and sticks forever, so make sure you clean off all your stamping surfaces. Once the flitter glue has gone completely clear, now it's time to add the gold gilding flakes. I have mine in a little sandwich box, as once you take them out of a pot, which they come in like this, you're never going to get it back in that pot. I still have half of the gold pot left, which is in here as well, so a little goes a long way. Also, when you open this up, you're not going to want to sneeze, because the tiniest of breezes will make this go everywhere. To add the gold gilding flakes to my project, I add my project into my tub of gold gilding flakes and just add the gilding flakes over like this. You get this, it's like a little scourer, but it's really soft, and you just take off the gold gilding flakes with it and it'll leave you with the beautiful, beautiful images that you've just stamped on top of it. Okay, so I'm going to do this side first, flip it over and then sort the top part out, and there you have your most beautiful gold gilded piece of acetate. Once you've completed your gold gilding piece of acetate, you're going to want to fold it. It's best to use a scoring board, but as I'm a frugal crafter, I just have a cutting board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the cutting line in my cutting board as a score line. So I want to score it from behind, okay? Sorry. You put it up to where you want it from behind. You don't want to drag this through the beautiful gold gilding flakes that you've just done and do a really hefty score line. Acetate isn't the easiest to bend, so if you have a really good score line, it's going to help you out quite a bit. Tease the line up. Your gold gilding flakes are on the outside of the card now, and just squeeze it along that score line. As you don't want to be running this along the stamping that you've just done, what I do is I take a piece of scratch paper, add it to the top, feel where your line is, your card is. You can even make a little mark, and then run that along the score line. That way you're not going to mess up any of the stamping, as the scratch paper will protect it. And I'm also going to be stamping the large leaf from the set, just to add a bit more interest to my card. As I want to keep the same colour theme going all the way through my card, I am going to stamp this with the flitter glue again, add it to this, and I'm going to wait till that dries completely clear, and I'm going to add some more gold gilding flakes to that. I'm going to use the Give Thanks sentiment again with the flitter glue and the gold gilding flakes. Gold gilding flakes make a beautiful sentiment. So I'm going to add it to the left upper edge of my circle. You can see there the beautiful effect that it gives. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to fussy cut this leaf out, but leaving a small craft edge around the outside of it. Okay, so I fussy cut my leaf out, leaving a small layer around the outside. I'm going to add some foam tape to the back of my image, just to make it a little, to pop up a little, to add a little bit more interest to this main focal point. Take the wax off, and then add, just so it overhangs a little. So I'm going to add this now to my acetate card. Acetate, you need to give a little more thought to how you're going to attach things to it, as you don't really want to be opening the card up and seeing all the adhesive that you use. So what you're going to do is you're going to use the other circle and attach it to behind that one. Cut another 2 circles. This one you'll be adding your message to, and the other one on the back will cover up the adhesive showing on the other side. The adhesive I've chose to use is multi-medium matte. This is a really, really strong liquid adhesive, and it dries pretty quick, and it does attach card to acetate, so it's really clever. To use it, I just add a bit to my mat, and a little of this goes a really long way, so just add some to the back of your piece, of your sentiment circle, and position it where you want it. And then you can move on to the second circle, which you're going to add some more adhesive to, and place on top of the circle from the other side. Right, to add the place where you're going to put the message, what I do is I add some adhesive to the circle. Make sure you're going to stick it upwards, so you add the unadhesive side to that circle there, directly on top of it, and then close your card. Okay, now that means that is in a right place, that you're not actually going to see it when the card is closed, so it looks really finished and professional. Just add a touch more adhesive to this circle, which is going to go on the back to cover the adhesive from the message circle, and just pop that on top. I really hope you've enjoyed learning how to stamp onto acetate and add gold gilding flakes. It's a really fun technique that it just makes beautiful, stunning cards. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.